morning, guys. What's going on? It's your boy Hammer. We're heading to the gym right now. It is 3 a.m. on the dot. Got to business early today. Gonna go crush a shoulder workout. I'm gonna bring you guys along. I posted up the chest workout the other day and I talked to you guys through what I was doing, some of my techniques, some of my forms, some of my little tricks of the trade, and some of the method to my madness. And like I always say, I do have some method to my madness, but more important than the method is the madness. So I got an idea of what I want to do today, but most importantly, I'm trying to get myself mentally in the zone for some intensity. And I'm going to bring you guys along and I'm going to talk you guys through this shoulder workout. It's going to be awesome. And let's get to business. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Hammer back with another walkthrough. And typically on shoulder day, I like to start with like the lateral raise or something, but today we decided to start out with the press, but that meant we had to start out super light and warm up the shoulder. Now, shoulders are a predominantly slow twitch muscle fiber, which means they're going to respond to a lot of high volume, high rep, a lot of time under tension. So what you're seeing is just a couple shots from my sets, but my reps were about 20, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, and then I think maybe 6 on this 225. And then once we worked up to the heaviest set, after all those high reps, we went back down to about 55% of that weight of the last set, and we did the 28 method, which, pay attention, remember, 28 method means you do 7 reps regular, then you do 7 of what's happening right now, super slow reps. I'm talking about 3 to 4 seconds up, 3 to 4 seconds down, really stretch, really squeeze the muscle, then 7 reps in the top half of the movement, 7 reps in the bottom half of the movement. And if you notice, I like to come all the way down to my chest when I do shoulder presses. If that bothers you, don't do it, but if you are able to, I think I found a lot of benefit from it. I get a full stretch at the delt and full contraction at the top. Man, these 28s freaking burn, but you got to give this a try. It's a great intensity technique. I did 3 sets of them, but I only showed 1 because it takes so long. So after these presses, I'm already about 9 sets deep, which sounds crazy, but the shoulders can handle a lot of volume. And I definitely suggest giving them their own day if you're concerned with your physical appearance, such as a bodybuilder. Moving on, we did this single arm upright row, and we supersetted it with a single arm shoulder dumbbell press, like you'll see in a minute. Here you can see me switch to the press. So this is just a very, very high intensity little superset. You're not using a lot of weight for the press, but keep in mind, we already worked up to heavy weight earlier, so you're already exhausted, plus superset with the upright row. These are pretty intense. Now the thing with that dumbbell upright row, these are awesome. They really hit the medial delt. You want to imagine almost like you're trying to elbow the guy standing behind you. Almost you're pulling straight up and throwing that elbow back. Don't think about pulling your hand up. Think about throwing that elbow back. And this combination superset is just going to really, really hit the delt from 2 critical pretty much angles. Worked up to heavy weight right there. I think we're shooting starting about 14 and 14. We went up to maybe 12, 12, 10, 10, and then these last sets were 8 of the upright row, then 8 of the press. And as you're getting heavier, you're going to want to control kind of like a yank. I call it a controlled yank because you need to explode and yank the weight up, but you have to have control of it, especially on the negative on the way down. Now we're moving on to what might be the king of shoulder exercises, is just the lateral raise. The thing with these, you want to lead with the elbows as much as possible. You can see I'm getting a full contraction of that shoulder. Don't want the hands raised way too high with the elbows down. You're not going to contract the shoulder as good as possible. With these, I actually stuck around 20 reps per set. That may sound like a lot, but keep in mind, this is what I believe the shoulder is going to respond best to, especially for a movement like this. And this last set was a triple drop set. So 20 reps or so, 15, and then 10, and man, you were just full of blood. Moving on, we have this front isolation barbell raise. So this looks super easy, guys, but this is one of the hardest movements to do. This is actually really advanced. If you're not an advanced lifter, I might not even try this. But basically, you keep your butt pinned, you keep your shoulders pinned, you'll have a little bit of an arch in your back, and you just do a front barbell raise while on the bench. But the trick here is to not let the bar touch your thighs. You're going to want to set it down. And then also to not let it get momentum behind your head. And this is just super hard to control correctly. But if you try to go too heavy or you try to just throw the weight around, you're in a compromised position with the delt. So you don't want to go heavy on this exercise, and you don't want to do it unless you have full control of what you're doing. But these burn and these break down your shoulder very, very well. Moving on to the rear delt. Now, as you can see, my arms don't go, some people go all the way up with their arms and really contract their back. I'm trying to contract that rear delt, which you can see is getting a full contraction. Going light on these, started about 20 reps, maybe 15, then maybe 10. I like to put my forehead on the bench. This is kind of nasty, kind of gross. You want to clean the bench off before you do this. This last set is a triple drop set, as you can see. But the thing is, when you put your forehead on the bench like this, it just helps you to isolate. When you're just bent over and then you're kind of kipping up, you're using some momentum to help you do that, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but today I really wanted the isolation of the rear delt. So I went ahead and stuck my forehead on this nasty bench. Then moving on, last exercise of the day, I just got in this lateral raise machine and just burnt out for sets of probably around 15 or so. And just whatever I had left in the tank, I gave it here. And I also sat backwards in the machine, partially so I could see you on camera, but also it hit them from an interesting angle. What's going on, guys? We just finished that shoulder workout. Super intense. Basically, if you are new to training, maybe you want to cut out some of those sets, or especially some of the drop sets or intensity techniques that you've never tried before. But we beat the shit out of the muscle from every angle. As you can see, it's pumped all the way around. And that's it. That's the shoulder workout for today, guys. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, if you want to see me demonstrate any movements or explain anything in more detail, let me know. Until next time, I'll see you later.